Hello, welcome back to yoga class. Today's class is called Open Heart Yoga. So we're going to be working with some heart opening postures because heart opening in yoga can happen through posture, breath, and meditation. It affects the physical structure of the chest, so the layers of tissue, bone, and muscle, where the heart resides, and also the energetic and emotional capacity, love, compassion, acceptance, gratitude of ourselves as well. So as we move through our class today, know that we're going to start in a standing position, coming into mountain pose. So as you come into mountain pose, position your feet so that your feet are about hip distance. When you look down to your feet, make sure there's enough space for one more foot of yours to fit there. And then lift the toes. As you lift the toes, spread them wide and rock forward and back. Just let yourself get grounded at the feet and root down. Now take a micro bend in the knees. From here, open the arms by your sides. Palms are positioned forward. Now reach the crown of your head up to the sky, lengthening the spine. And then notice if the shoulders are holding tension. So just let the shoulders melt away from the ears. And as you relax the shoulders away from the ears, maybe you bring the gaze inward, closing your eyes. Notice how that changes your stability in the standing foundation. Take a deep inhale through your nostrils. And as you exhale, open your mouth, take a sigh of relief. Continue to breathe with intention, lengthening the breath. And simply notice how your physical body is reacting to your breath. As you inhale, feel the chest rise, heart opens. And as you exhale, feel the chest soften. Each time you inhale deeply. Cultivate love, compassion, acceptance, and gratitude of yourself. Exhale, release anything that's not serving you in this moment. Continue to breathe with intention. Inhale, taking in all the goodness. Exhale, letting anything extra just release out of your being. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath together. Exhale, sigh of relief. Feel the shoulders melting away from the ears. And again. Now, the next time you inhale, lift the arms up, fingertips to the sky. Let the palms meet. Exhale, thumbs come down the heart center. Open the arms. Inhale, rise up. Palms connect. Exhale, thumbs come down the midline. Continue to move and breathe in this way. Each time you open your arms with your inhale, gathering energy, bring it into yourself as you lower the thumbs to the heart center. Start to warm up the shoulders with this movement, with this breath. Notice how good it feels to move your body. We'll take just a couple more. And then from here, we'll get into a deeper stretch for the shoulders, focusing particularly on the deltoid. So the next time the hands come down, go ahead and release the arms. Take one arm across your body. Now the opposite arm is going to hook in front. So bend the elbow and feel a nice stretch at the deltoid. You might even feel a stretch in the back, the upper back space. So hold and breathe. Now on the next exhale, go ahead and gently release. As you inhale, reach the arms out. And then exhale, opposite arm comes in front of the chest. Hook opposite elbow, hold and breathe. Notice how this side feels. This side might feel different than the other. You might be holding more stress or more tension in one side. No worries, just noticing, taking inventory of where our body is today. Exhale, go ahead and release. Inhale, reach the fingers out. Exhale, take the hands down. Inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, roll it back and down. Continue to move with your breath. Each time you inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Each time you exhale, take the shoulders back and down. Each time the shoulder blades come together, let the stress and tension melt away from the upper back space. Imagine that it's rolling off your body, releasing from your being. Also notice each time the shoulders come back, the heart opens. Back to cultivating that love, compassion, acceptance, and gratitude. Heart opening. Heart opening with the posture, with the breath, with the movement. Moving the physical body and also honoring the energetic body. Now from here, the next time the shoulders come up, back, and down, let the shoulders melt away from the ears. As you exhale, lower your chin to your chest. Pause, hold, and breathe here. Feel a nice deep stretch at the back of the neck. Now on your next inhale, gently rotate your right ear above your right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest, take the left ear above the left shoulder. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. As you move from side to side, again, check in on both sides. Notice if one side is feeling different than the other. If so, no worries. That's just where you are today. Could be the way that you slept. Could be the patterning of how you hold tension in your body. Whichever area feels tighter, give yourself permission to pause on that side. Give yourself time to breathe into this side. Let the tension go. And when you're ready, you can rotate over to the other side, maybe taking a longer hold here as well. Eventually making your way back to center, chin to chest. And as you inhale, lift the chin, gaze is forward. Now from here, we're gonna take some standing side bends. So now taking the feet closer together, let the big toes meet. Keep a little space at the heels, maybe an inch or so. Inhale, arms rise up, palms meet. Now, as you exhale, go ahead and take your arms to the right. Take your hips to the left. Position the ears between the biceps. Find your balance. Feel a nice stretch at the side body. Now, if you want a different variation, you can lower the bottom arm, reach through the top fingertips. You can also take the bottom arm behind your back if you prefer. Reach, 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 open your heart. Maybe you gaze up to the ceiling. And on your next inhale, sweep the bottom arm up, come back to center, palms meet. Exhale, now take the arms opposite direction. Now leaning over to the left, taking the hips to the right. Option to stay with both arms up or option to lower that bottom arm. Open the heart, gaze up. Remember, the bottom arm can come behind the back as a different option, a different arm variation. Reach through the top fingers, let the side body open up. Feel the tightness and the congestion leaving. On your next inhale, reach both arms up. Now, as you exhale, you're gonna take your left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, lift both arms back to center. Exhale, left arm comes back, right arm forward. Inhale. Now exhale, twist a little deeper so that your torso is looking over to the right, hips stay straight. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, twist deeper to the left. Open the arms, face the left side. Inhale, arms rise up. We're gonna take one more on each side. Spinal twisting from a standing position. As you twist and open your arms, open your heart. Inhale, rise up, back to center. Exhale, let the arms float down. Now from here, we'll take some hip circles. So go ahead and open the feet wider than hip distance. Feet are coming outside of the hips now. And just rock the hips from side to side, starting off with this movement. And then take the hips back and around. So we're making little hip circles. Now the arms can dangle or the hands can find the hips. Notice that the more you send the hips back, the deeper you're going to feel the stretch at the thighs. You'll notice that the hamstrings are tight. And then circle around opposite direction. Heart is open. Back to center. Now step the feet a little wider. We'll take a few more circles with a wider stance. Just noting the different sensation in the legs as you open up the stance. And as you circle around, come back to feeling the opening in the leg space. You'll notice where you're holding tightness and tension. And then circle around opposite direction. Now that we're warmed up, we're going to move into some standing postures that are going to be a little more dynamic, using our balance and working on building strength. So find your way back to center. We're going to start off first in a high lunge. So rotate your right toes towards the top of the mat and then pop onto your left toes as you bend your right knee. So we're in a high lunge position and we're going to do this with shoulder opening. So as you check your standing position, you want your right knee tracking above your right ankle and you want your left heel lifted. Inhale, arms are going to rise up, gaze is forward. Now as you exhale, take your arms down and bring your hands behind your back. Here you'll interlace your fingers, press your palms together, and then send the hands down, take a little back bend, gaze up, feel the heart open. Hold and breathe here. Now release the hands. As you inhale, lift the arms up. And as you exhale, take the hands down, rotate the left foot to 90, send the right toes in the same direction as the left toes. We're going to now face the back of the mat to take it to the other side. So now we're rotating the left toes to the back of the mat. And go ahead and bend that left knee and then pop onto the right toes. So now we're in our high lunge facing opposite direction, working with the opposite leg in front. Check to make sure that left knee is tracking above the ankle. Widen the distance with the right foot if you need to. And then inhale, arms rise up, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, lower the hands, take them behind your back, interlace your fingers, press your palms together. Send the fist down, open the heart, gaze up, little back bend. Feel a really nice opening at the front of the right hip. Feel the strength in your standing posture. Open the heart. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, take the hands down, rotate that right foot. Rotate all 10 toes facing the same direction. Coming back to the top of the mat. Now taking the right toes forward, coming into reverse warrior. So as we come into a reverse warrior, first check the placement of your feet. The right knee is bent, knee tracking above the ankle. Now this time the left foot is at 90 degrees, so the pinky edge of the foot is parallel to the back of the mat. As you inhale, lift your arms, come into your warrior two to set up for reverse warrior. We'll lower that left hand to the left thigh. Inhale, reach the right fingers up. Now you can stay here or you can reach back further, feel the left hand slide down the leg, or maybe that left arm comes behind the back. Keep a bend in the right knee. As you reach back and come back into the side body stretch, feel the heart open. Heart is shining up and out. Let's take one more round of breath here. And on your next inhale, bring your arms back to that warrior two position. Now bend the right elbow. Bring the forearm to the thigh, reach the left fingers up and then overhead. So you've got the left bicep above the left ear. Long line of energy from the left foot to the left fingertips. Reach, reach, reach. Feel that deep stretch. Feel the tension releasing from your body. We've got one more round of breath here. Now on your next inhale, lift the arms to center and go right into that reverse warrior. We're going to move with our breath. Now transitioning into our extended side angle, finding fluidity in our movement as we move from one pose to the other. Feel the strength in the legs. And let's take one more. We'll meet in our warrior two. Press into the right foot, straighten the right leg. Rotate the right toes forward. And then take your hands down. Rotate the left toes to the back of the mat. Bend the left knee. Now we're already set up in our leg position for warrior two. Check to make sure that the pinky edge of the right foot is parallel to the end of the mat. And check to make sure that the left knee is bent. Now lift the arms, warrior two. We're going to start off in our reverse warrior. So this time we're going to lower the right hand to the right thigh. Now as you inhale, reach the left fingers up. Option to stay here, or you can reach back even further. Feel the right hand slide down the right leg, or take the right hand behind your back. Now open the heart. Letting your intention be love, compassion, acceptance, gratitude, feeling so grateful for having this practice and the ability to move your body. Now on the next inhale, we'll come into warrior two and set ourselves up for extended side angle. Now bending the left elbow, take the forearm to the thigh. Inhale, reach the right fingers up and then take the arm overhead. Reach. Long line of energy from the right foot to the right fingertips. Reach, reach, reach. Feel the strength in the legs. Know that from here we're going to float between both of these postures. So on the next inhale, lift the arms, take it back to warrior two, and then come into your reverse warrior. From here, rotate the arms back to extended side angle. We've got a couple more. Open the arms, reverse your warrior, and then take it back to extended side angle. Let yourself move and flow for one more round between these two postures. Reverse warrior, extended side angle. Now on the next inhale, bring the arms to warrior two position. Press into the left foot. Turn the left toes forward. Lower the hands down. Take a breath here. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. Now in our wide-legged stance, bring the heels in so that the toes are slightly out. We're going to practice coming into goddess pose. Checking down, make sure the toes are towards the corners of the mat. And then from here, take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees and lift your arms, heart to the sky. Now stay here. Draw your belly in and send your tailbone down. Let's take 5 rounds of breath here. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, sigh of relief. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, let it go. Continue to breathe. Pull the belly button in. Lower the tailbone. Just a couple more rounds of breath. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, let it go. One more round. Exhale, press your feet to the mat. Lower the arms down. Now, carefully heel toe the feet closer together. So you're bringing the feet back to hip distance which is where we started. Now, we've had a really nice warm up from a standing position. We're going to transition the station of our body now from standing to kneeling. So find your way onto your mat, however is best for you, and know that we're going to set up for a low lunge. So it'll be really beneficial for you if you have blocks to incorporate them into this point of your practice. If you want to lower down from the standing position, I suggest coming into your mountain pose, just like we started the class, arms by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Come into a forward fold. Taking our time as we transition the station of the body. From your forward fold, inhale, take a half lift. See if you can straighten the legs. And then exhale, fold. Now, spending a little more time in this forward fold. Release the head and the neck. Let the crown of the head position down to the mat. Gently rock the head from side to side. And then forward and back. You can keep the arms dangling, or you can take your hands to opposite elbows, framing your head with your arms. Really getting traction for the spine, allowing to decompress and stretch the back of the body. Now you can stay with your legs straight if this is okay for your hamstrings, or you can take a micro bend in the knees if the hamstrings are tight. If you want to work with opening the back of the legs more, you can bend one knee as the opposite leg straightens. And then try that on the other side. So this is a really yummy stretch. And when I'm taking this variation, what I like to do is send the hip back of my straight leg, because then I feel a really nice stretch in my low back. So you maybe try that. The leg that's straight, send the hip back, opposite knee is bent. Maybe you continue to do that, or maybe you bring the arms to one side as you stay in the fold, and then the other side. So just taking time to open up, getting loose in the body. Start to even out the sides if you're moving one side at a time. And then if your hands are on your elbows, release the arms, let them dangle. Inhale, take a half lift. Now this is the point of the practice where you're going to incorporate your blocks if you want to work with them. So taking your blocks to the highest height underneath your hands. From here, press your hands to the blocks. Lift your right foot, shift the weight into your left foot, take your right toes way back. So now we're in a supported lunge. The left knee is tracking above the left ankle. From here, we're going to gently bend that right knee, lower it down to the mat. Now remember, if you have sensitive knees, this is where you can position a knee pad or a blanket underneath the knee for a little more cushion and support. Uncurl the toes. Now check where your hands are. Bring your hands under your shoulders, whether you're using the blocks or not. So this is our low lunge, Anjayanasana. Send the hips forward, press the hips forward. Notice where you feel the opening. Gaze forward. Now, option to keep your hands on the blocks, or you can relax the shoulders, take the arms back, bring the shoulder blades to draw together, and then lift your gaze. Heart is open to the sky. Love, compassion, acceptance, gratitude. If this hurts your neck, you can gaze forward, but keep the heart open. Keep the arms and the shoulders back. And then gently take your hands to the blocks. Take a round of breath here. Inhale, lift the hips, send them back. Now send the hips back just enough so that your right hip is above your right knee. This is going to straighten the left leg. Lift the left toes off the mat and point the toes. Feel a nice stretch for the top of the foot. If you want to get a deeper stretch for the foot, you can turn the toes to the left side of the mat, and then you can turn the toes to the right side of the mat. Bring the foot back to center. Flex the toes to release any tension from the arch of the foot. And then shift back into the left knee being bent. From here, we'll slide that left foot back. Bring the left knee in line with the right. Give yourself a full round of breath here. Know that we're going to come into the other side. So maybe you start by bringing the blocks underneath the shoulders. And then from here, we want to bring that right foot forward. So to best achieve that, you can lift the knee, hug it into the chest. Now flex the foot and step it forward. Shift forward, right knee is bent. Position the blocks where you need. Press the hips forward. Now feel the opening on the other side. First, give yourself time to set it up. Remember, if your torso is dumping forward, lift your shoulders. Set your shoulders above your hips, head above your shoulders. Now practice lifting your hands off the blocks. Fly the arms, open the heart, gaze up. Remember, if you're gazing up and this hurts your neck, you can gaze forward, but keep the heart open by sending the arms out to the sides. Think about bringing the shoulders back. Think about the shoulder blades meeting. Keep pressing the hips forward. And on your next exhale, take the hands to the blocks. Shift the hips back just enough to where the left hip is above the left knee. Straighten the right foot, lift the right toes, and then point the toes forward. Nice stretch for the top of the right foot. Now rotate the right toes to the right side of the mat. And then rotate the toes to the left side. Once you bring your foot back to center, flex the toes, release the tension from the arch of the foot. And then from here, we'll re-bend the knee. Right knee is tracking above the right ankle. And then from here, we'll slide the right foot back. Hands are on the blocks. And we're going to do that one more time. So from here, we're going to start with our knees curled, coming into a supported plank position if that's available for you. Your hands don't have to be on the blocks. They can be on the ground. Now lift your hips and walk your feet forward. Bring your feet to the top of the mat. Set the blocks out to the side. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come back into your half lift. Find your blocks. Bring the blocks outside of the feet. So now we're starting on the opposite side. Now we'll shift weight into the right foot as we lift the left foot. Take the left toes way back. As the left toes come back, the right knee is tracking above the right ankle. We're in a supported lunge. Gently lower the left knee down. Gently uncurl the toes. Now lift your hands from the blocks. Open your arms out to the sides. Press the hips forward. Gaze up or gaze forward, but bring the shoulder blades together. Open the heart. Cultivate love, compassion, acceptance, and gratitude. So much gratitude for this healing practice. And then take the hands to the blocks. Shift the hips back, straighten the right leg. Now this time, we're going to take a different option with the right leg straight. Position the blocks under the shoulders. Gaze forward, take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, bend your elbows, lower your torso towards your right leg. Now feel into the right hamstring. Think about sending that right hip back as you send the left hip forward. This is going to be a little micro movement. Now here you don't need the blocks. You might practice bringing your palms or your fingertips directly down to the mat if you prefer. Whichever variation you're in, on your next inhale, lift your head. If you're working with the blocks, take them back underneath your hands and then bend that right knee back to Anjaneyasana, knee down lunge. From here, we'll set up to come into the other side. Slide the right foot back. Bring the right knee in line with the left. Pause. Take a full round of breath here. As you exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Now bringing the left foot forward from here. Using the blocks underneath your hands is awesome because it's going to give you more lift. It's going to create more space between your torso and the mat. So as you inhale, lift the left knee, bring it as close as you can to your body. Then flex your foot and step your foot through. Press the hips forward. Find the positioning of that left knee above the left ankle. Then from here, once you feel grounded, lift your hands, release them from the blocks, open your heart. Gaze up or gaze forward, but bring the arms back. Open the chest, opening the front of the body. Cultivating love, releasing fear. Almost time to come out. Exhale, take the hands to the blocks. Lift the hips. Shift back, straighten that left leg. Now from here, inhale, gazes forward. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your belly towards your left leg. So remember, you can leave the blocks or you continue to work with them. Palms or fingertips can come down to the mat. Notice that the more you fold, the deeper you're going to feel a stretch at the hamstring. Think about sending that left hip back, right hip forward. And with each exhale, see if you can fold a little deeper, intensifying the stretch at the hamstring. On your next inhale, lift the head, straighten the arms. If you're working with the blocks, invite them back onto the mat. Bend the left knee. From here, slide the left foot back. Hips are much more open, heart is open. And then we'll take the blocks off the mat. So from our kneeling position, we'll set ourselves up for a neutral tabletop. Spread the fingers, position the wrist under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Now as you inhale, let your belly lower towards the mat, tailbone lifts. And as you exhale, lower your tailbone, lift your upper back, create space between the shoulders. Continue to move and flow with your breath. Take a couple more rounds. Come back to a neutral tabletop. Reach the crown of the head forward. Reach the tailbone back, finding that energetic lengthening of the spine. And then from here, we're going to transition onto our bellies. So walk the hands forward. And as you walk the hands forward, come onto your forearms and then lower onto your belly and your thighs. Now position your elbows underneath your shoulders. So we're coming into Sphinx pose. Now feel the belly really connecting down to the mat. Check to make sure the forearms are down, the elbows are under the shoulders. Now lengthen your lower back by drawing the tailbone towards your heels. Relax your shoulders away from your ears and keep your chin parallel to the floor. So you're gazing forward. Now, if you're clenching your glutes, try to relax them as you continue to send your tailbone towards your feet. Reach actively through your toes, and we're gonna hold and breathe here. It's also helpful to draw the space below the belly button away from the floor and towards the low back. If you're gazing up and this hurts your neck, gaze to look to the top of the mat, just above the fingertips. Remember to relax the glutes. There's a lot of engagement going on here. This is one of those postures where if somebody walked in, they would think that I'm not doing very much at all, but there's a lot of engagement happening. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath. And then from here, we'll transition into our locust pose. So now sending the elbows wide, allow the belly, allow the chest to come down. And just take a moment stacking your hands, making a pillow for your forehead. Notice how it feels to ground down in this prone position, belly down. Take a deep inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. Inhale, lift the head. Now, take the arms out to the sides. Lower the forehead down. From here on the next inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, lift your arms. Press the tops of your feet to the mat. Feel the shoulder blades coming together. Feel the heart open. Gaze is forward. And on your next exhale, slowly lower down. Forehead to the mat. Now from here, on the next inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, lift the arms, lift the legs. Now try to maintain this pose for a few rounds of breath. Gaze forward. Keep breathing. You might feel yourself rocking on your belly. Keep the neck long and the shoulders away from the ears. See if you can send the shoulders back even more. Feel the muscles of the back engaging, strengthening. And on your next exhale, slowly lower the limbs down, lower the forehead down. Take a full round of breath. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, big sigh of relief. Now take your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, press the mat away, lift the hips, walk your hands towards your knees. Now we're going to come into a supported child's pose. For this supported child's pose, I'm going to demonstrate with a bolster. If you do not have a bolster, it'll be really helpful for you to incorporate a pillow. If you do not have a bolster or a pillow, you can achieve this with your blocks. So what you would do is you would set up your blocks, one in front of the other, so that you're making more of a length like a pillow or a bolster, and then you can position a blanket on top to make it a little more cushy. So whatever props you have around in your area, go ahead and invite them on so that we can take the supported child's pose. Now you'll take the prop so that the short end is facing you, and you'll slide the short end between the legs. So we want the knees open the width of the mat, and we want the big toes together. Now, as we feel that prop coming between the thighs, we're then going to take our hands to the prop or to the outside and just shift forward so that you can lay your belly and your chest down. And from here, you'll just turn your head to one side. As you turn your head to one side, maybe your arms hug onto the bolster or the prop. And feel how nurturing this posture is. Supported child's pose. Let yourself ground down. Feel the cushy softness of your prop. Feel your belly pressing to the prop with each inhale. And feel the belly soften with each exhale. Give yourself time to find stillness in this pose. Know that this posture is super beneficial after all of the back bending that we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of extension for our spine. So now we're bringing the back to flexion, counter stretching, honoring the spine. Know that at this point of your practice, you've already moved the spine in all directions today. And go ahead and take your head to the other side, facing the opposite direction. Settle back in. Just hold and breathe. If you want a different variation, you can lengthen the arms outside of the legs to relax the shoulders from the shoulder opening. And as you send the hips to the heels, think about lengthening the tailbone down towards the feet. Go ahead and lift your head. Take your hands to the mat, palms down. And as you inhale, lift your head, and at the same time, straighten your arms. Go ahead and lift the crown of your head up towards the sky, finding axial extension for the spine, finding the length. Sending the tailbone down, reaching the crown of the head up. So we're going to continue to work with our prop. Now we're going to come into a supported fish pose. So the prop is going to go underneath the shoulder blades. I'm going to continue to demonstrate with my bolster. Remember, if you don't have a bolster, you can use your blocks, you can use a pillow, you can use a rolled up blanket. But this time we're going to switch the positioning of the prop. So rather than having the short end towards your body, you're going to rotate it so that the lengthwise is facing you, and you're going to have your prop towards the top of the mat. So if you don't have a bolster, you can achieve this by bringing the short ends of the blocks together and then positioning them there. Now, once you have your prop set up, you want to face away from the prop. So just turn, take your time. You can start with your knees bent. And remember, you want to be able to have your prop to where your shoulder blades are going to land there. So the knees can stay bent or the legs can straighten. I like to hold on to my prop, position my upper back, my shoulder blades there. Now, if you've got a bigger prop like a bolster and you have any issues with your head or your neck, it'll be helpful for you to take another prop like a block or folded up blanket behind you so that you can support your head, especially if your upper back is tight. Now, at the same time, you can open your shoulders by sending your arms out to the sides, whether they're on the ground or on the prop, and then the legs can lengthen. Chest is lifted. Now, traditionally in a fish pose, we would do this by arms being by our sides and the heart lifted. But here we can be a little more comfy by using the support of the prop. With the support of the prop, we can let our entire body relax. So if you're on your props and you're feeling comfy, notice what's going on. If you're using a block for your head and it's at the highest height, you might rotate the block to the mid height. Just see if that's too much or if that feels better. You might not need a block at all. Your head might come all the way down. If you don't have any props at all and you want to try fish pose without the props, I'll show you what that looks like. Again, if you're using your props and you're comfortable, stay there. So for fish pose, the legs are going to come together. Arms are by your sides. Now from here, lift your left hip, send your left hand under your glute, and then do that on the right side. Palms are down. Now from here, you're going to lift your head and take the crown of your head to the mat. At the same time, lift your heart. Position your forearms to the mat. So your entire back is lifted. This is fish pose. We've got the same shape going on with the supports of the prop underneath the back. But instead of making it active, we make it passive with the prop. So you choose how you want to be for your fish or supported fish. We'll take 5 more rounds of breath in your choice. Now, whichever option you took, slowly and gently come out. If you're using a prop, you're going to lift your head, you're going to lift your shoulders, you'll move the prop out. And then we'll set up for Shavasana. So for Shavasana, we can come into our traditional star shape with the Hands to support the thighs, bringing the knees together if the knees were splayed out. And then you can hug the knees into the chest. As you hug the knees into the chest, press the tailbone to the mat. And maybe as you inhale, lift the head, bring the head towards the knees, position your body like a tight little ball. And then exhale, send the head back down to the mat. From here, gently rock from side to side. Maybe you decide to open the arms out and take some spinal twisting. Paying attention to keep the shoulders down as you move the knees from one side to the other. Inviting movement back into the back space. And from your spinal twisting, let yourself roll over onto one side. Find that fetal pose. And then using it as a transition to press up to your seat. And as you press up to your seat, find yourself comfortably back onto your mat. Meeting in a seated position, just moving any props that might be in your way. Take your hands outside of your hips. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Gather love, compassion, acceptance, and gratitude. Bring the palms together and bring this energy to your heart center. Close your eyes. Connect with your heart. Feel the energy that you've created with your movement. Notice any shift in your energy through your practice. Take an inhale. Exhale. Tuck your chin to your chest. Bow your forehead to your fingertips. Know that I'm just a guide in this practice. This practice is possible because you've done the work of showing up and trying the movement, of giving yourself time to connect physically, energetically, through breath, through movement, through effort. Thank you for being here with me today. It's my deepest honor to guide you in this beautiful and healing practice. Namaste.